Hello, welcome to the latest edition of the Yonkers Insider Report. I'm host Delfim Heusler, and I'd like to welcome Shawyn Patterson Howard for coming on our show.
Thank you, Delfim, for having me.
You're very welcome. I want to talk to you about a program that we need to learn more about because it's a successful program called the Snug. How did it start, and can you tell us some parts of the program?
Sure. The Snug program started back in 2009. Well, Senator Andrea Stewart Cousins at that time came to us and said, because of the violence in Yonkers and the high rate of shooting in Yonkers, that she wanted the YMCA to partner with the state senate and apply for funding, and that's what we did. We started the program in October of 2010, and I think the summer of 2010 was one of the bloodiest summers that Yonkers had seen. There were over 27 shootings, and we started the program in October. And once we started the program, we went in southwest Yonkers about 37 months without any shootings. And so I think that says a lot about the success of the program. And we hired the right people to serve as outreach workers, to serve some of the most violent and potentially violent young men and women here in Yonkers.
Also, I understand that they're allowed to go, the program allowed to go to some of the Yonkers schools. Can you tell us something about that? Absolutely.
So the program itself, we really hire individuals who have a history of incarceration or street crime. They might have been drug dealers in the past. They might have robbed banks or whatever their background was, but they are connected to the community. And they know how to deal with potentially violent people. They have what we call street credibility. Mm-hmm. And so the technical term that we use for them are credible messengers. And they serve as outreach workers. And we specifically target those people who are between the ages of 14 and 35 or older, who carry weapons, who've shot someone, who've been shot themselves, who participate in street-level crime, who are known as a gang member or in a posse, or they've been in prison. So we target the potentially most violent people in Yonkers, and we develop relationships with them to give them an opportunity to change their lives. And that's why you need people who have the backgrounds that they have, because they're not going to listen to me, but they'll listen to someone who kind of was a legend on the block, and has come through that life and been able to turn their lives around. So we reach out. We're in Schlobaum, we're on Riverdale Avenue, Nodine Hill, Locust Hill, down on Saratoga and Lawrence, Warburton Avenue, some of the neighborhoods that's been known traditionally for high crime here in Yonkers. And they've made a huge difference. We've also, over the years, done outreach into the schools. And literally just recently, especially, we've seen kind of spike in violence this year among some of our younger people. And so working with Mayor Spano as well as Superintendent Cazada, they've given us a grant now to come into the schools and work with our young people, hang out with them during, the lunch period and find out what's happening in school that might spill out into the community and what's happening in the community that might spill out, into the schools. But we also patrol, well, I don't want to say patrol because that makes us sound like police, and we're not police, but we also have a presence every day after school in Getty Square when all the young people get off the buses, or up on Lake Street where several of the schools have major bus stops, because we want to be where the young people are going to be to make sure that we're able to prevent a lot of violence. And we've made a difference. We've made a tremendous difference here in Yonkers.
That sounds good to hear.
That sounds, yeah. I mean, we're funded right now through the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services, as well as the City of Yonkers. So we have two major funding sources for those programs. And we've seen young people's lives turn around. We've seen them move from, not having hope and hanging out on the block and thinking maybe they're going to become a gangbanger or a drug dealer, to saying, I want to finish school, I want to go to college, I want to be trained in a trade and make a difference in my life. And so I really applaud my staff, who are tireless warriors out here in the community, who are able to put their lives on the line often daily, because they're violence interrupters. They get in the middle of what we call street beefs or problems on the street, and they mediate those situations. They sit down, they're trained in mediation, they're trained now in mental health. We'll be bringing social workers onto the team. We've provided OSHA training, and we'll probably start providing security training, really trying to help them get jobs. So we're making a huge difference in Yonkers.
That's great to hear. Now, if there's anything that I missed when I've been asking you, you can talk to the camera and talk to the viewers of Yonkers.
Okay. Well, the snug program, we're the only snug program in the state of New York that's been operating continuously since 2010. And that's largely due to the impact that we've had. Looking at the reduction in shootings in Yonkers, I'm not taking credit for what the police department has done, because the police department has absolutely done an incredible job. Outside of the snug team, the YMCA works with the Yonkers PD around a lot of community policing efforts. So community policing, along with the work that snug is doing to build relationships and help change the lives of some of our most potentially violent young people here in Yonkers, we've really been able to make a difference. And so if you know of a young person who needs redirection and support, please have them reach out to our snug team at the Y at 914-963-0183. We have a great team who are dedicated and who are passionate about helping young people get on the right track and saving their lives. We don't want to wait until shootings happen. We want to prevent the violence from happening. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And thank you for another edition of the Yonkers Insider Report. I also want to thank the Yonkers Public Library for allowing us the usage of the public access studio. Thank you so much. And until next time on the Yonkers Insider Report, have a great day.
Have a great day.